folks. By the way, you can see Dice at the Beacon tomorrow night, and I believe Jim will be with him, and I think Liz, probably, at this point. I think they've formed a team. Voss will be, where will he be at? He'll be at Stevedore's, and, no. I bombed, don't worry, Voss. You know, political correctness first reared its head in the late 80s, early 90s, and the first person who was targeted was this next man, but that's all water under the bridge. And time makes us all more philosophical and reflective. He's here. He'd like to share some of his thoughts at the Beacon Theater tomorrow. Like I said, Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah.
Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Now, this one was interesting. I used to say, shave, it's too damn hairy. But it seems almost quaint in a time when the Brazilian bikini wax is the lead press on nails of today. It also has an eerie overtone of pedophilia. So Mary, Mary, quite contrary, don't hold yourself to that impossible beauty standard. And Jack and Jill and Little Jack Horner, Mother Hubbard, Peter Pumpkin Eater, I talk about you every night in the act. I feel like you've taught me about myself. I also feel like I kept your names out there when all the marketing corporations were trying to sell kids on Pokemon and Harry Potter. You sit in the theater for 3 hours. If I offended you, Mother Hubbard, I'm sorry, but you do live in a shoe. At some point, Miss Hubbard, you've got to accept some of the responsibility for your kids growing up in a dirty, cheap old shoe. I assume we are not talking about Jimmy Choo. People, look at me. People get the wrong idea about me. Like this morning, for instance, on CNN, I had an argument with this jerk-off, right? Now, in the old days, I would simplify things by maybe telling this guy, like, to suck my d***. Now, as a mature individual over the years, I realized that would be a temporary solution to a continuing problem. Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean? His mouth would always be full. I'm not going to change someone's ideology by having them suck my dick. So in conclusion, to all the people that have a problem with me, I sincerely wish you the best. And I hope you will manage to hide your own hypocrisy, and maybe someday we can meet, and then if you want to suck my dick, beautiful. If you want to just talk about censorship and hate speeches and just my balls or something, I mean, I'm open. You know what I'm trying to say. Thanks for your time.
Well, like we said before, NBC is losing young male viewers every day, and they can't figure out why. Who did they give a show to and then take it away because they said the audience was too young and too male last year? If you were a TV programmer, how would you lure back? That's how popular my show was. The only one that got that was me. Everyone's like, huh? You? I really am finished, and I always have been. All right. But if the question is not that, it's if you were a TV programmer, how would you lure back male viewers age 18 to 34? Jim.
I would develop shows that young males can relate to. Shows like Two Girls, a Guy, and some ecstasy. Or how about Malcolm in the middle of masturbating and his mother walks in? And last but not least, 8 simple ways to sleep with my teenage daughter now that daddy's not around anymore.
That is really unbelievable. Come and knock on our door, indeed, Jim. All right, Liz.
Well, I think the best way is that they need to team up with some, like, furniture people and people to just keep people in front of the TV. They should just, NBC should get together and invent some kind of couch that you can just like take a dump in while you're sitting there so you never have to get up from the TV, and then figure out a way to have food shoot out at the viewer. And the second they get that technology down, they should launch their first show, NASCAR Job.
Yeah. Hey, who's going to turn that off? All right, Rich.
You know, considering I was on the #1 rated network TV show for males 18 to 25, I think I have the formula. Put together a 500-pound white guy who wants to be black, an overbearing Jewish broad, a hillbilly with a criminal record, and a naive Vietnamese boat act. And of course, you have me to carry the show.
All right. You know it. All right, Andrew.
Why are they going to be so dirty?
I don't know. Andrew Dice Clay.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'm not a studio executive. Do I look like I run NBC? I'll tell you what, you want 18 to 34-year-olds, other than finding the next fat girl to put behind the deck? Come here. Come here, hurry up. I'll show you what you put on for 18 to 34-year-olds.
Oh.
You give me this little sexy animal.
Happy
and I go, and all the guys in the country will tune in.
That's right.
That's what I think.
All right, that's our show.
You know what I mean?
18 to 34-year-olds, we're here. Good night. Thank you.